Hey everyone, it's Timid Falconite, and I'm back with another episode of Road to 1K. I guess Road to 1.1, whatever, at this point. Today's match is going to be this Tier 3 Fog match versus Midna here. Yeah, it's going to be a Tier 3 Fog match with Drake versus Sonya, so that'll be interesting, I guess. Here's 1v1 Narango, which is the map that I'm going to be playing on for this match. Well, this match was on. It's S rank Fog. No longer in Global League though. Interesting, it's out for now. It's S rank, so it should be back relatively soon. But it is like a bigger map. Not that many forests. So honestly, like Drake Kindle is what you should pick on this map. You can see here, 55% Drake, 56% Kindle. I think like 46% Sonya. I picked Sonya because I play Sonya in Tier 3 Fog. And that's it. But like this map isn't that good for Sonya. There's not really that much to work on. And this is like the perfect Drake map as well. It's like very big. It's got your basic like 3 base 1 airport. So basically just something for Drake to run on through and then slowly like build up stuff and pop his power and stuff. It's a very linear looking map as well. It's got these nice lines of properties, which sort of line up, sort of don't. Like these two in the center, like they have a nice line going, and then it's like off center with these guys, which is funny. And then you have a contested comm towers in the center here. So this is a very basic fog map. Not that many forests, so you're going to be relying mainly on just, just basically just your vision. And playing well in this map is good. Like a good test of your skill. Obviously I lost because probably because I picked Sonya, but whatever. It's all fun anyways, so like whatever. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, that should be, I think, the correct size for this map. Unless I wanted to do that. And then you can sort of see my meter. Yep, that works. Not like that. Okay. I'll just do it like that. Because this you can basically see everything there. So let's get on with the replay. So opening up with infantry plays and stuff. The thing that you sort of want to do, you sort of want to get to your, well, you want to prioritize your third base first, obviously, but then you sort of want to prioritize the airport as well relatively early on. Maybe not like first thing, because it is like a turn away, and you aren't going to be able to afford anything the first couple of turns anyways. Just break. Okay, there we go. That took a little bit longer than I expected. Anyways, so he's already going for a recon in turn, what is it, 3? On this map, I sort of like it because you have this area in the center here with the roads and the properties where you can like maneuver your recon pretty easily. So I respect it. I respect the early recon. It's maybe a little bit too early. It's not going to be like that big of a deal. But like there's plenty of roads on this map, so you can send the recon basically wherever. And it'll just whiz to where you need it to be. So that's pretty good. I don't know why it's taking forever to load my opponent's vision on this map. So, as you can see here, I'm going for the airport pretty quickly. You sort of want to just send your infantry down and then there, because it takes the same amount of time from walking from this base as from this base. So just send infantry from this base instead, because you want to get infantry out down here as soon as possible. I'm going for the recon on day 4 because I can, well, maybe because I can afford it now. I'm not sure if I was able to afford it before. I might not have been. But me and my opponent going for very similar build orders. Here. And I open up my first tank here as well. So I'm going to be able to afford to... Well, actually, I'm not going to be able to afford to chain them. It might have been a bit premature to build the tank that turn. In hindsight, but whatever. My opponent's going to be able to chain his tanks, though, for sure. So I think my opponent's definitely got a better opening than I do. Well, I say that, but I'm 4K ahead of him, so he must be doing something right at least. Well, I say 4K, but it's only like 1K. And I'm gonna take a couple turns to get into a set here as well. So I think that's important. That's very important as well. So I've got caps going on here. Got 2 recon in the area plus the tank. Should be able to get a second tank coming out relatively soon. He's going for the artillery. I don't know if I like that, because this map's very open and I don't know how useful the artillery can be, but we'll see. I go for the Battlecopter early on as well, actually, instead of a tank. Honestly, that's probably premature to go for the tank, probably. Tank, anti-air, Battlecopter is usually a decent build order, unless you have something specific you want to throw out. So I go in and interrupt the cap on the comm tower. I'm kind of assuming he has something in that forest there, but I don't really want to move in because I can't go in. And I maneuver in this manner so that like I'm on the city, so it's decently. I have the tank ready to move in to keep on contesting this comm tower if need arises, but he doesn't actually have anything in the area to really deal with it. Mainly this tank is here to discard my comm tower, I think, was my reason behind this. But I'm already going for Battlecopter spam. Which I don't know if that's the best idea. He just joined caps here, which honestly that's like pretty effective against Sonya, because like her bad luck makes it so that it's pretty hard for her to interrupt caps with recons. I'm just gonna say it, especially if she doesn't have like firepower. I move in like this and get a decent shot off of there against the recon, and then I see his artillery down here, so I move in against it with my recon, and then I take a shot against the tank as well there. So almost finish it off with the recon actually, and then I join cap to ensure that I get this cap. So kind of decent. He's got from what it looks like he's got 3 tanks now though. And I'm falling a little bit behind on the capture game though. Although it's still basically the same. Or basically even, which when you're playing Sony you don't really want, you can't really afford to be like that even like this, but whatever. You'll end up being fine. He's going for the anti-air here because he saw my Battlecopter. So generally I like building Battlecopters in pairs just so that when you have a Battlecopter you have a backup to, just in case you like see an enemy Battlecopter, you can move in basically for free and don't have to worry about getting counterattacked by another Battlecopter. So I move in like that because I'm assuming that he doesn't have an anti-air like right here, which I was correct. He built one like this turn, so he's gonna move it in and he's gonna be threatening me with it, so that'll be relatively important. I move in on the city here, assuming that like it's Sonya, like he can't see the HP, so I'm assuming he's not gonna like blindly charge into my tank here. Unfortunately for me, he just does, and he calls my bluff here. which was very irritating. And especially considering that he got a good luck roll and just finished off my tank. Like that was so freaking annoying that managed to happen. Just Sonya's bad luck coming in clutch for my opponent there. And yeah, it's not going too well for me up here either, because I have to deal with 2 tanks in the area. Like overall, things aren't going my way at all right now. I'm getting the cap here, which I'm actually pretty much guaranteed to get it this turn. Well, next turn, so that's pretty good. I move in like this with my recon here, and then I'm like, oh shit, he's got 2 tanks, 3 tanks in this area now? That's not good. So, I move in like that with the Battlecopter up there, and then what do I do with this other Battlecopter? I feel like I need to fall back with it. So let's see if I do. Nope. I charge in blindly like an idiot with the Battlecopter here for 4 damage on the tank. It's just Sonya things, like, let's be real. Like, what Sonya wants to do with her Battlecopters and stuff is harass and then have a decent, like, basically make a decent opening with, well, the reason why Sonya's Battlecopters are pretty good is because they can counter enemy Battlecopters very effectively with her superpower. But you can't just be careless with them like this. It's not smart. You can't just throw them away like this. Luckily, my Battlecopter back to the lose here is gonna be the damaged one, but like, it's still really reckless of me to just charge in like that with the Battlecopter. It gets a good shot off on my recons, like so. Just have the anti-air. Joins there even. So we got 9 health tank there. At this point, I'm just like, okay. Things are going a bit poorly for me right now, but I am in the lead still, technically speaking. I've got higher unit count, I've got higher value on the board, and at this point, I think I've got higher income as well, for the time being. So I attack into a tank here, and it doesn't really work out for me. I think this tank I moved in with. But like the issue is, it's not going to be on a city, so my opponent can just break through it with his tanks. It's at 7 health. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking with this move, because he's going to be able to just break through. Well, actually, no, he doesn't even need to break through. He's just, all he has to do is like move the tank back, and then he can move in with the anti-air if he wants. And he'll be on the city with it as well. Like, I don't know what I was thinking there. I basically just threw away the tank and the Battlecopter for nothing. Like, I knew he had tanks in the area too. I don't know why. That was such a stupid move on my part. I am starting to chain medium tanks a little bit now, but like, since both of my Battlecopters are gone, and I don't have any anti-air on the field, he is going to be able to bring you the Battlecopters. And like, Drake Battlecopters suck, but they don't suck so much that I can't disregard them entirely. So I'm moving with counter break, and this is a pretty good counter break. It's just, if I had more units in this area, it would be so much freaking better. But alas. I'm moving with my infantry over here. The only issue is like, he's got enough units here that, like, vehicles in the area, that he can kill the infantry relatively easily. So yeah, I go for more recons because my recons are both gone now. And at this point, you can sort of see me starting to fall behind in unit value a lot. I'm still decently high in unit count somehow. I don't know how. Maybe the thing's just lying about that. But... And he just moves in like crazy with his superpower here, and he just demolishes me. Like, complete sleep here with a superpower. Capitalizing on the gains he made here. I was playing so freaking sloppy this match. And as you can see here, he's basically wiped before leaving this area. He's got this area under control completely. He's more or less got this area in the north. Like, this area in the north is contested because I have medium tanks in the area. But since he's got Battlecopters, he's going to be able to move in relatively easily against the medium tanks. Like, not too crazily, but, like, decently. Medium tanks are slowed down a bunch because of the rain as well. So, and the fuel is also really annoying, funnily enough. I retreated out of vision range of everything with Bat Tank, but like he's gonna be able to see it if he moves in slightly. So, yeah, got a free shot off on the Battlecopter there. I've got the anti-air coming in, but it's a bit late. It's like very late at this point. He's got like 2 or 3 caps going at this point as well. I believe, because he saw the medium tank, he's going for the medium skipper zone now. I didn't take too much damage from the Battlecopter, but like as you can see here, I'm so freaking low on stuff compared to my opponent. And like in hindsight, it's very good to look at fog games like this, but at the time, like you can tell as well how far behind you are. Like I can see all those units in this area. I know I've got nothing in this area either to back up my stuff, so yeah. It's not this match was not good at all. Yeah. He does a lot of damage here. I think he maybe even takes out the medium tank here. No, not quite. No, not quite. But he has it completely surrounded as well, which is kind of funny. So that went off. So it's basically dead. But I am able to fall back with it, but if I wanted to. But like I can't move that far back, so I just resign. Yeah, this was really crappy Sonya play from me here. What you need to do is like scout out safely with your recons, usually by putting them on properties, and then especially as Sonya, you need to use that extra intel to take advantage of your opponent, which I was able to do a little bit. Like you were able to see, I think around turn 9 or something, I was able to just move in, maybe turn 10. But I was able to move in against this artillery with the recon here. I mean, that was pretty good, but like, meh. The other thing that I did, which you should like never do with Sonya, is I built Battlecopters. And like honestly, the funny thing about Sonya is like her bad luck is such crap that it makes it like, I feel like Drake's firepower is almost better. Well, maybe not, but like as you can see, the lower bound of Drake's firepower is literally just the same as the lower bound for where is she? For Sonya's firepower, like she's only 2% better than Drake's, and Drake's is abysmal. So, yeah, that's where Sonya's bad luck really comes in clutch. Is when it's like it's so freaking difficult for her to do stuff, and on a map like this, which is pretty open, that she can't like. The other thing that Sonya really likes to do, especially in tier 3, because she does have a bit of a niche in this tier, because the only COs in tier 3 that have like decent firepower bonuses are Andy with his superpower. And then Lash Day to Day is very dangerous as well for Sonya. Because the thing about Sonya is like she doesn't have extra defense, but her counterattacks do enough damage that like with base firepower, on cities her units are very, very good against units of the same type. So you sort of want to, when you're fighting Sonya, you sort of want to attack into her units with like hard counters for them. You don't really want to take like engagements with them. You don't really want to do tanks into tanks, or like, I mean, I guess Battlecopter into Battlecopter is fine because the Battlecopter first strike is so freaking powerful because they don't have terrain defensive bonuses. So you can do pretty decently against Sonya's Battlecopters, even though they do still do a lot. They still do like a ton back. But yeah, honestly, like Sonya, I don't know why I went, because what you sort of want to do, especially in like early fog, the early game in fog when you don't have that much money, is like get at least one tank out a turn, and then if you save up enough money to, especially on a sparser map like this, is you want to save up some money by just doing infantry, tank, infantry, tank. And when you have funds for it, you can like afford an extra Battlecopter, you drop them on that. But like Sonya's tanks are just so good on cities and forest as well. Like a counterattack damage is like just insane. So you should really just do tanks every turn. A couple of recons are nice on Sonya, but on a map like this where there's plenty of mountains, she doesn't actually really need the extra vision from the recons. On this map, because there's a lot of roads, the mobility is pretty good. But you don't really need more than like 2 at a time, usually more than 2 recons at a time, and then just tanks to fill out the back, and then push your opponent out of the way, basically. Should be your strategy. That's not what I did in this match, and as you saw, like I just got completely pounded by Drake. So both on a day-to-day basis because of my crappy luck, and because I moved in very aggressively. Like, you don't really want to be super aggressive with Sonya. Like, you can be aggressive with Sonya, but you can't be aggressive with Sonya. And what I mean by that is, you can move in, like, so long as you're staying on defensive terrain of Sonya, you can move in basically for free, and your opponent's going to be hard-pressed to attack into those properties. Unless they have, like, the 20%, at least 20% day-to-day firepower, like, Investier Lash, attacking from not roads, or Cole from roads, or like Jess or someone. And that's with one comm tower, on one comm tower maps. On 2 comm tower maps, Sonya just gets destroyed because her opponents can, as long as you have 2 tanks, you can double attack into cities with 20% firepower. And then you can wipe whatever's on the city. So Sonya's counterattack damage becomes a lot less valuable there once you get up to 20% extra firepower. Well, which is why she can't be the same tier as Max, for example. But her defensive counterattack damage is very good on cities. Like when I was on the cities, like I was sort of surprised that he attacked into this city with his tank, because like what I should have done, to be perfectly honest, was chain tanks and then have a full health tank move in there, and then I would have been fine. Because Sonya can just move her tanks back a little bit, rest up for like a turn or 2, and then like they'll be at full defensive strength, and then they have good counterattacks as well. So, but I've been rambling a little bit too long about how to actually use Sonya instead of showing it off. So I think I'm gonna end this episode around here. Where is my league matches? Next week's match is going to be, let's see, this one against Chris on Stalingrad. So just bodying Jake on Stalingrad, basically, because it's tier 4 or 5. So I guess like, subscribe, and all that nonsense. And stay tuned in for this next week in the match in which I finally got to 1100k again. For like 2 seconds. So yeah, see you guys then.